All right, let's talk here about this Makita Jigsaw. This is a great jigsaw. I'm going to talk to you though about the specific tech specs. I'm going to show it to you in action and kind of talk to you about it in comparison with other jigsaws, because Makita has a very interesting set of specs as it relates to other companies, and I have some specific things I want you to know about that. Speaking of specs, let's talk about this. This is a 6.3 amp jigsaw, which puts it kind of right in the middle range in terms of amperage. Amperage directly relates to how powerful the motor is. You can buy jigsaws as low as 2 or 3 amps, although those are pretty uncommon nowadays. Most jigsaws you'll see are kind of 4 to 5 amps in the low end, and then you can get up, much higher than 6.3 amps, let's just put it that way. In terms of variable speed settings, it has 3 variable speed settings here, from slow to fast, and then you can also adjust the SPMs from 800 all the way up to 2800. So 2800 is going to be a little bit low in terms of speed, I would say, compared to maybe some other brands and jigsaws that are made. But given that I tend to like to cut at slower speeds anyways, for the most part, doesn't really bother me. And it's not that 2800 is slow, it's just sometimes we'll see them get up there a little bit higher. Does have quick release technology, so you can get your blade in and out quite quickly. It does have beveling capabilities, which you can take care of right here, and it does bevel 45 degrees. There we go, 45 degrees each way, which you can see. Where's a better look at it? You can kind of see it right here, which you can adjust there. It does have a very large shoe, which you might not think is important, but that does help quite a bit. The larger the shoe or the platform that you're cutting with, the more stability that it brings. And this is much more stable than some of the other jigsaws that I've used in its price point and below. And it also has this black, it feels like it probably is there to dampen the rattle and the vibrations as you're cutting. In terms of how to use it, a very ergonomical handle. A lot of them nowadays have this though. So you'll see that's very common. Trigger here, trigger lock, so you can save your finger. And then if you want to run it, so overall, this Makita, when you compare it to some other brands, the tech specs can be a little bit, we'll say, underwhelming. Certainly I've compared it to another Craftsman that I own that is much less in terms of what it does to your wallet. But the tech specs aren't everything, and it's important to understand that not all 5 amp jigsaws are made the same, not all 6.3 amp jigsaws are made the same. This is really powerful for its amperage. This will cut through 3/4 inch plywood like butter, whereas I have another one that is at 5 amps. It doesn't, okay? So just make sure that you understand that, like, this is a really powerful jigsaw, and it is probably in a cut above some of the lesser priced jigsaws that boast nice specs but just don't perform quite as well. Whether that means you end up justifying the cost of this compared to a different one is totally different, right? That's for you to evaluate. But just know that as I've used different jigsaws, some that are much less in terms of what they do to my wallet, but also have somewhat similar specs, this one outperforms it by a country mile. So, okay, hope this has helped.